Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, the father of the Indian Constitution. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was born on 14th April 1891 in Mhau, Madhya Pradesh. His childhood name was Bhim Rao. His father's name was Ramji Sakpal and his mother's name was Bhimabai Sakpal. His father was a Subedar in the British Army. In those days, the government ensured that all the army personnel and their children were educated, and they ran special schools for this purpose. This ensured good education for Bhim Rao. After his retirement, Bhim Rao's father settled in Satara, Maharashtra. Bhim Rao was enrolled in a local school. He was an intelligent and hard-working student. But as he was born as Shudras, meaning untouchable, he experienced caste discrimination right from his childhood. In school, he had to sit on the floor in one corner of the classroom. "Hey, look at him! Ha 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 ha!" The teachers would not touch his notebooks. "Sir, can you please check my homework?" "No, not now." Upper caste students would not talk, study, or even play with him. "Can I play with you?" "Go away. We don't want to play with you." He was also not allowed to drink water from the vessel used by the upper class students. "Hey, what are you doing? You cannot drink water from this glass." Despite many difficulties, young Bhim Rao never lost heart. By the quality of his hard work, determination and commitment, he earned several scholarships to support his education. His teacher gave him the surname Ambedkar in school records. In 1906, when he was just 15 years old, he got married to Ramabai, who was just 9 years old at that time. Bhim Rao continued his studies and passed his matriculation exam from Bombay University with flying colors in 1908. He joined the Elphinstone College for further education. In 1912, he graduated in political science and economics from the Bombay University and got a job in Baroda. During a public ceremony, Dada Keluskar gifted him biography of Buddha. "Here, this is a small gift for you." "What is it, sir?" "It is the biography of Buddha. It will guide you to lead a successful life." In 1913, Bhim Rao Ambedkar lost his father. In the same year, Maharaja of Baroda awarded scholarship to Bhim Rao Ambedkar and sent him to America for further studies. Bhim Rao reached New York in July 1913. For the first time in his life, Bhim Rao was not demeaned for being a Mahar. He immersed himself in studies and received a degree in Master of Arts and a doctorate in philosophy from Columbia University in 1916 for his thesis National Dividend for India, a historical and analytical study. From America, Dr. Ambedkar proceeded to London to study economics and political science. But the Baroda government terminated his scholarship and called him back. The Maharaja of Baroda appointed Dr. Ambedkar as his political secretary, but no one would take orders from him because he was a Mahar. "Sir, please read this document and sign." "Who are you to give me orders? I will not sign it." Bhim Rao Ambedkar returned to Bombay in November 1917. With the help of Shahu Maharaj of Kolhapur, he started a fortnightly newspaper, the Muk Nayak, on January 31, 1920. The Maharaja also organized many meetings and conferences of the untouchables, which Bhimrao addressed. My friends, we will not suffer anymore. We will fight this battle together. In September 1920, after accumulating sufficient funds, Ambedkar went back to London to complete his studies. He became a barrister and got a doctorate in science. While practicing law in the Bombay High Court, he tried to promote education to untouchables and uplift them. During that period, Shudras were not allowed to drink water used by the upper caste people and were also not allowed to enter the temples. In 1927, Baba Sahib Ambedkar had decided to launch an active movement against untouchability. He began with public marches to open up public drinking water resources and led a satyagraha in Mahad. The public drinking water should be made open to all. We will not suffer anymore. He also began the struggle for the right to enter the temples and led Kalaram Temple Satyagraha in Nasik. Even we have the right to enter the temples. Let us fight this together. Dr. Ambedkar attended all the 3 roundtable conferences in London and forcefully argued for the welfare of the untouchables. In 1937, Dr. Ambedkar introduced a bill to abolish the Khoti system of land tenure in Konkan region and the Mahar, Vatan system of working for the government as slaves. A clause of the agrarian bill referred to the depressed classes as Harijans or people of God. Bhimrao strongly opposed to this title for the untouchables, but the Indian National Congress succeeded in introducing the term Harijan. Ambedkar felt bitter that he could not have any say in what they were called. In 1947, when India became independent, the first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, invited Bhimrao Ambedkar, who had been elected as a member of the Constituent Assembly from Bengal, to join his cabinet as a law minister. He was then appointed as the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee and he became the chief architect of the Indian Constitution. In February 1948, Dr. Ambedkar presented the draft constitution before the people of India and it was adopted on November 26, 1949. He lost his 4 children and his wife Rama, but he never stopped working for the nation. On 14th October 1956, he and his second wife Savita Ambedkar converted themselves to Buddhism at Diksha Bhumi in Nagpur. He proceeded to convert about 5 lakh of his supporters to Buddhism. After the completion of his book Buddha and his Dhamma, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar died on 6th December 1956 at his home in New Delhi. That day is called Mahaparinirvan Din, which is considered as one of the saddest days for the nation. Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar will always be alive in our thoughts.
I'm sure you enjoyed watching this video. Please click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel and watch more interesting videos.